Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, it's going to be a 2018 match between Clem and Snoot. Here on New Repugnancy, the latter edition, top right-hand corner, it is the 16-year-old French player Clem. And in the bottom left, it is the 28-year-old player Snoot hailing from Norway. So, one of the legends of StarCraft, Snoot versus an up-and-coming Clem. We all know how Clem turned out, and I just want to see how he performs here at 16 years old against Snoot in a TVZ here on New Repugnancy. Remember this map? It was a good map. It was in the map pool for a very, very long time. Just because it's kind of easy to wall off your natural, and your third base isn't too hard to take for those Protoss and Terran players. Anyway, let's see how much has changed in the last 2 years. This was played in March of 2019. So, almost 2 years ago. Oh, a pool first here from Snoot. Looks like it was, yeah, basically a 17 pool, 17 hatch. Nothing too crazy. Just a little bit of a pool first here. And Clem should be ready for it. Let's see if he is. Anyway, I don't know. I just kind of feel like doing this every once in a while. And based on the last time I did this, it's kind of a good idea. So, alright, so we've got a Reaper coming out here from Clem. This is called the guy who took all the Halloween candy. Emperor Mengs loves celebrating Space Halloween because his house decorations were consistently voted scariest house in the sector. Mostly because he lived in it. Oh, because he lived in the house so it was scary? Alright. In a small showing of kindness, Mengs set up a bowl of regular candy. Then the first person was a 30-year-old who took the entire bowl. Normally, these Reaper names imply that Mengs horribly overreacts by sending a person to their death for a minor slight, but that is not the case this time. You're keeping it at home? You know what? That worked. Oh, the SCV came down. All right. Nice. So SCV comes down, sees the Lings are already out, says we're going to keep the Reaper home so we can actually make sure this base finishes instead of dying to slow Lings, which is always just an embarrassment for Terran players all over the place. He's just going factory, 1-1-1ing it here. Nothing too crazy thus far. Snoot, with his natural base, timing's not too crazy late either. The Lings really shouldn't even try to come up here. The guy who took all the Halloween candy is a pretty scary dude. And as a result, yeah, I don't think so. The Lings are just kind of hanging out. And that's all. That's really all there is to it. Queen popping, immediate inject here from Snoot. Love this guy. I don't know that he's officially retired, but he hasn't been super involved in the later stages of any of the tournaments involving EU. So it seems like either he's not focusing on the game that much or he's just kind of losing his step. He's 30 now. So, I mean, honestly, being 30 in StarCraft 2, it's... Once you reach that 3-0, it can be hard to compete with the younger kids, for example, Clem, when he's 16 years old. Don't ya know? Ooh, pulled off gas here, dude. Snoot is going for a quick third then. Definitely going for a quick third. Maybe just trying to get up his worker count to compete with what Clem, or Snoot, no, with what Clem is rolling with right now. He is at 34 worker to 25, so that's pretty good. So basically he's got speedlings, he's got queens. He is one of the first players I've seen. There we go, third base here at 330. It is, you know, a little bit late, but this is, again, 2 years ago. The meta hadn't quite solidified to the point that we see it today when third base timings are closer to 230. And that's fine. That's what I like these older games for. I see changes in the meta. Nothing too crazy here from Clem, really. Hellion opening into a Liberator, which is cruising across. Again, 2 Hellions and a Reaper going to have a really hard time taking down a building, especially a hatchery. But hey, they're giving it their all. I was just saying before I got so rudely interrupted, is that Snoot's one of the first players I remember just to build 1,000,000 queens and speedlings and just defend with that forever while he's macroing up and making a ton of drones. Yeah, Link tried to get something done up here. No, third base timing from Clem at about 4 minutes. Not too late, but we're getting stim, and probably another barracks would be the next thing we see out of Clem. See, the problem is, eventually you're going to burn down the hatch. So the queens have to slow walk over here to handle that. In the meantime, where is that that Liberator? Here it is. Oh, flying right through an Overlord. So positioning here, yep. Queen's jumping over here to see what's going on. And the third base finishes, but by golly, it is injured. It is an injured third base for sure. And Clem wants to kill it with Hellions, man. That doesn't happen a lot. It doesn't happen a lot. You can actually kill hatcheries with Hellions and a Reaper, so he's going to try to make it happen. Liberator, I don't think has any kills. Nah, no kills at all. We got a queen coming down here. Might get a drone kill here at the natural, though. Because we're engaging here with, again, lings and queens to try to defend against these Hellions. And it works out pretty well. 6 drones go down. Ah! Oh, no! 10 drones, 11 drones. Snoot, no! Snoot, friend! Oh, boy. That's a 5-kill Hellion and a 10-kill Hellion? Are you kidding me right now? How do you have 10 kills? You're dead now, but boy, 11 drones killed. Reaper goes down. Sorry, the guy who took all of the Halloween candy. Bunch of lings out here for Snoot. He might have overproduced them. Look at this Liberator. The initial setup gets 0 kills. Oh, does end up getting 9. And second Liberator shows up, doesn't get a lot done. Spore Crawler. Queen's present. Ling trying to push the front. No. There are Marines back here. There's a siege tank back here. That's a full wall. That's not happening. But yes, additional barracks here. 3 barracks, a starport, and a factory. Usually tells us what we're looking at is a bit of a Marine tank style play. Maybe some Liberator setup for sure. Did he really... Man, 16 drones. These Liberators getting some work done. 4th base on the way from Snoot at about 6 minutes. Clem going to land his 3rd base eventually. That is kind of the trick here of these slightly older games, is people aren't as macro hungry as they are now. They hadn't quite figured out timings and ways to get those bases up faster. Whereas now, you'll notice Terran players get their 3rd base constructed like sub 3 minutes. And then sometimes they'll land it, you know, around that time. Oh, ESL Caster B has left the game. Overlord goes down, but yeah, it's Marine tank here. And I don't really see any sign... Yeah, I don't see any kind of a sign of Widow Mines at all. So we'll keep an eye on that production tab and see if that's what we get. Creep spread, pushing as you want to be doing, yeah. Marine, scouting to see, is there a 3rd base here? No. Or a 4th base there? No, but there's one up here, which this Marine sees. And, oh, it does, has to get a scan to get a creep tumor. That's kind of annoying stuff. Why would you come all the way down here? I guess maybe to check saturation levels or something. But he dead. He makes a brah sound. 3rd base landed for Clem. Got a Marine tank push out with medevac support. Coming in here, 102 to 99 total supply. Snoot has a lead. He's got a worker lead, despite, again, losing so many drones. Ugh, that's a lot of drones to lose, Snoot. Can you overcome it is the question. It can be hard. It can be hard against a great Terran or a great Protoss player. If that happens to you as a Zerg. I mean, really, anybody losing 16 workers that early is going to be in a bad place. Zoom levels seem different, don't they? I wonder if it's older or different. Lings, that's just enough lings, man. I think we're up here. That low ground tank is dead. This is before the Baneling nerf. So Banelings are doing all right. They're doing better than they are today against non-armored targets, or non-light targets, rather, like tanks, like Marauders. And this Marine push, again, Clem, the young Clem, doing all right. Queens have decided we can take the siege tank because we don't take bonus damage from tanks. Ooh, nice firing on those Banelings, though. Is that a pickup? Ooh, that was some target firing. Nice. Did you get the Banelings before the Lings? Excellent, excellent job there by Clem. Creep spread, continuing to push across the middle here. Spire coming in. Snoot's always been a huge fan of Mutalisks. He is also getting a macro hatch inside of his main. This push to the 4th is pretty nuts. This tank really wants to die. Why are you so alone? Nothing's protecting you, yet he lives. Oh, hang on. A Ling jumped on him. He's dead. Yeah, man. Clem just living on the edge of the creep here. This is not looking good. I'm going to say this is not looking good for Snoot. Clem's always been good at this stuff. Apparently, even 16-year-old Clem has been so good at microing on the edge of creep, killing even more Banelings. The Queens are trying to transfuse each other, but they're almost out of energy. One of them still has energy left, but the rest of them, yeah, one transfuse getting tossed down. Lings jumping on these horribly, horribly injured Marines. But there's a little bit of medevac energy remaining, but not enough, and Clem picks up and gets out with the rest of his stuff. Another army heading over, though. This is the Terran lifestyle. You better be making another army while your first army is getting microed all over the place on the other side of the map. Because you need that second army to come in. You cannot let Snoot breathe here. Not even a little bit. Big legs on creep, though. Nice job microing back behind the siege tank. Very nicely done. 2-2 coming in here from Snoot. But boy, howdy, does it really feel like Clem's in a pretty good position. He's up 140 to 93 total supply. He's going to lose another tank. Okay, that's a problem. Just having a handful of Marines here is not nearly as good as Marines that are backed by siege tanks. But Snoot is just desperately pumping those Lings and those Banes as fast as he can. The Marines forcing the issue. Taking down another Queen, going after some of these drones. Oh, these guys are so brutal right now. 4 drones going down, and then there's just a pick up and get on out. Guess what? Another army's here. Remember we talked about this? 2 more siege tanks, bunch more Marines. They've got the 1-1. Snoot's 1-1 is here too. 2-2 is going to finish in for Clem here any second, though. And that's where things get really tight and really nasty for the Zerg. This is just so much pressure coming in all the time. Can Snoot? No! Snoot cannot hold it. And Clem takes game number 1 of our sneaky twofer between these 2 players. So we're going to go to another game between Clem and Snoot after this one, but that was just Clem getting on 3 bases, showing up with Marines and tanks and medevacs, microing his heart out. APM 400, Snoot 445. Sometimes superior APM is just not enough. And resources lost, 12,000 to 5,000. Are you kidding me? That... That is just a brutal, brutal, brutal difference. If we look at the units lost here, it's, 46 Marines, 5 tanks, 6 Hellions, but 200 Zerglings, 20 drones, 11 Queens, and 39 Banelings died. Life-changing. Life-changing. All right. So that's it for game 1. Let's move on to game number 2 here. We'll be right back. Game 2 of our sneaky twofer is here on Turbo Cruise 84, the Ladder Edition. Great name for a map. Pretty fun map. Top right-hand corner, we have Snoot. In the bottom left, we have Clem. All right. So this is a fairly big map with slow zones through these 2 debris fields here. Slow zone, and a choke, and another slow zone, just to slow down those Zergling rushes, right? All right. Oh, this is a 12 pool, man. 12 pool here from Snoot. And once again, Clem needs 2 SCV scout to make sure that it's not going to be a 12 pool, and if it is, then he can adequately prepare. Not taking any chances. Not going command center first against Snoot, which would be a disaster, facing off against a 12 pool. Even considering these slow zones. Creak. That door is so creaky. That's my cat coming in to say hello. Likes hanging out in here when she's around. The door is just loud. I don't know. Do you oil hinges? I guess that's what you do. I haven't ever had to do that, actually. I never had a super creaky door before. Anyway, that's 8 Lings. 8 Lings coming in here from Snoot. So here they come, and this is why you SCV scout. Clem, you have an SCV, you're going to move it out? I mean, this is... Reaper begins now? Yes, Reaper begins now. Slow zone. Slowing us down. Speeding us up. And the SCV sees it. Excellent. So that's why you SCV scout. So, I mean, at this point, your Reaper is here anyway. Is this actually just a cancel on this? This might just be a cancel here. Yep. All right. So it does manage to cancel the expansion. And these Lings are gall. They're a problem, but this Reaper with adequate micro should be able to clean every one of these Lings up. That's the thing about slow Lings, is they are so much slower than Reapers are. It is 8 though, and the Reaper doesn't kill these in very many. I mean, it's not like a 2-shot or anything. It's definitely going to be like a 3, 4, 5-shot situation here. So the SCVs are helping to add additional DPS to the whole situation. Oh, Reaper almost died there. That was close, but all the Lings get cleaned up. Reaper gets credited with 6 kills with a bunch of assists from the SCVs. And the cancel on the natural base, probably the biggest point of that whole thing, I gotta say, for Snoot. Obviously expanded behind it. He's not going to try to Ling flutter or anything with slow Lings. That just is never ever going to work here. Clem spooked. Clem is like, ugh, I've got a factory. I'm not going to try to expand anytime soon here. Let's make a starport. Let's 1-base this thing. Reaper on the other side. I guess this Reaper's name is Zipperman. What a great stand in JoJo Part 5 named Sticky Fingers, but got tired of the bad English localization and decided to live the rest of his life as a Reaper. I have not watched any JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It just, I don't know, it doesn't appeal to me. I know a lot of people are huge fans of it. I know there's a lot of memes involving it. You especially see those on Reddit, but it's just, I don't know, hasn't caught my eye as something that's going to be worth my time as far as TV shows go. Now I'm going to get like 100 comments from people who are like, you got to watch JoJo, it's great. No, not happening, I don't think. Usually what works is somebody whose opinion I really respect on media recommends it, and then I'm like, all right, deal. Oh, this is so annoying. Look at these lings sneaking on over here before the Hellions pop out, and the SCV is going to die. Oh, you can keep the SCV alive. SCV is dead, but the avenge happens, and avenging the death of that SCV by killing all the Zerglings. Hellions pushing out here from Clem on Turbo Cruise, and a Cloak Banshee play from Clem. Is that what this is? It is. That's a Banshee. I was going to say, American Cloak, but no Banshees. That's weird. Third base by Snoot is up. Reaper still alive, man. 6 kills on that dude. He was away from home when the Slowlings killed an SCV and delayed the expansion further. Further is what we're looking at here today. Reaper hop up. Lings don't have speed. Reaper doesn't die as a result. Hold up. Oh, he juked. He's dead now. Yeah, man, if you're going to go, you can't turn back in towards the Zerg base. Not when you're on creep, not when there's queens around. Anyway, Snoot droning up quite nicely. He's at 39 to 26 workers. Clem's natural base finally finishes after what feels like an eternity. Yeah, to have your natural base just now upgrading to an orbital at 4.5, 5 minutes is brutal stuff. Can't enjoy that at all. Where'd our Banshee go? Here's our Banshee going through a slow zone. I mean, is there any real reason for that? No. So here comes the Banshee, and the Cloak is finishing now. I mean, this is pretty great timing. It's not spot-on timing, but see, spores are coming up. There's the Cloak, and now what do you want to do? You want to get drone kills. It takes too many hits to kill a queen to really be worth it, and that's why there are 3 spores coming up in every one of these bases, recognizing, okay, there's a tiny window here where drones are going to die. Cloak Banshee annoying here at 5 minutes, but 3 drones down, not a huge deal. Got some Ling stuff happening, or Hellion stuff more in particular, with some Ling defense. Great positioning. Call that juke too. Oh my gosh. Okay, but they all stopped microing and all died. Probably because the Banshee was being microed pretty hard. Dude, this Banshee though, 9 kills? 9 kills on that Banshee. Ay caramba, that's what we like to see. That's what Banshees are here for. Banshees getting 9 kills should not happen. Doc Adams Cyber Implants. Oh, that reminds me of Cyberpunk. Oh, Cyberpunk. One of the few games that I've done 2 total playthroughs with in the last, 5-6 years. It's really fun, but by golly, it is not what was sold to us by CD Projekt Red marketing. Banshee done. But you've heard my thoughts on that, I believe. I believe I made my opinions on Cyberpunk known previously. Yeah, I mean, I'm coming up on 200 hours on it, and it's just like, it's fun. It is really fun, and it's really beautiful, and it's just, I wish it was better. Is that fair? Is that fair for me to be like, I wish it was better than it is in a game that I put 200 hours in? There's a dude who posted on Reddit today that he put 400 hours plus into Cyberpunk since it came out, which is just a lot of playing, man. And same thing, he's like, I love it, it could be better. There's a lot of bugs, there's a lot of problems, the story's not as good as I want it to be. Like, there's a lot of things that we want to see better about the game, but it seems like CD Projekt Red is not interested in doing any of those things. They do want to fix the bugs, which is fine, I appreciate that, but it just could be better is all. This Banshee picking up a couple kills down here to the main base. And just harassment, as the English would say. Clem's third base lands at 725, which feels extraordinarily late, but it was an incredibly aggressive opening out of Snoot here on this map. Slow zones, perhaps not slow enough, if that's the effect of a 12 pool against a Terran here, right? Again, it's not like Clem was being particularly greedy either. He went 1-rax expand. Didn't matter. Made a Reaper as fast as he could. Banshee at the front, tank behind it. Marines here too. Clem seems pretty happy with his Marine tank style. Again, he won game 1 with it. I don't see why he wouldn't be happy. 6 kills, 3 kills, and a cancel on a hatch? No. Oh, that was down to double digits health, though. Low double digits health, though. Not a good feeling. Banshee also down to double digits health at 23. 1-1 finishing up there for Clem on the right side. Centrifugal hooks finishing up here too from the Zerg player. Timing's kind of lining up there. Very interesting stuff. 2-2 coming in from Snoot, obviously. +2 attack getting started. Snoot actually having an upgrade advantage here today. The Elder Statesman out upgrading the young player. Banshee, though, just, man, kind of having a great time here. He's got 14 kills. Not all of these are drones, obviously. Some of these are banelings, some of these are lings, but thinning out, oh, even creep tumors, too. Thinning out the bane count and the ling count and killing creep tumors is honestly all in a day's work for Banshees. Got to be happy about that. So Snoot's on 4 bases, Clem's on 3 bases. We've kind of settled into a macro match here in game numero 2. Again, of our sneaky twofer. I guess we could, it's not technically best of 3. This is the last game I'm going to cast from these guys, but spoiler alert. Ha 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 ha. My intentions are known. So once again, man, just Ling Bane. Ling Bane, he made a Spire last game, but wasn't able to get any use out of it. Did not have the resources to make Mutalisks, and again, against all the Marines that Clem was sending, it wouldn't have helped all that much anyway to have like 5 Mutalisks there. I don't think. Maybe it would have. Maybe it would have been nice to have 5 Mutas in addition to the Lings that were running around. Oh! Baneling bust at the Great Wall of Supply Depots at the 3rd base. 13 SCVs go down. That 4th base gets canceled. Gonna get more supply depots here. Gonna try to really supply block Clem, and not necessarily gonna happen. There are Widow Mines out today. Bit of a drop attempt, but look at this Banshee covering the drop attempt. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Are there still? What is making sounds here? Oh, are these burrowed lings down here? Oh, they are burrowed lings down here. Burrowed lings hiding out. They really shouldn't be able to do much. The army is kind of babysitting this general area, but not forever. Ooh, they're wandering away, but there's a siege tank too. So, I mean, I guess the goal here is to get siege tank splash on the SCVs. Kill them that way, because you're not going to have time to kill them, I don't think, just with your 2 Zergling DPS. Maybe, I don't know. Infestation Pit coming in here from Snoot. Ooh, this is pre-Infestor nerf. Do we have infested Terrans 2 years ago? I think we do. Alright. Infested Terrans might be back. Lings pathing weird. Like, can we bust this wall again? Absolutely, yes. Maybe we just let the Lings take care of it, and then we'll use the Banelings for other stuff. The other side, Clem doing his sit on the edge of the creep and murder everything routine. Pretty good. Oh, too many Banelings and not any micro at all. He's worried about this happening. In all fairness, the wall did get breached by the Zerglings. The Banelings are on the other side, and I think Clem might have just dropped this game. Honestly, he just lost 19 SCVs. He lost his entire army on the other side of the map. 21 SCVs down. It's 41 SCVs for Clem right now. Resources lost 10,000 for Snoot, 9,000 for Clem. A much better ratio for a Zerg player to experience. Lings streaming across the map. That's a really good position for Clem's units to hang out in, and the Overseers need to get out of there. Slow zone affects everyone equally, but still feels like you're going slow. There's this little blue thing on the minimap that I keep thinking is a Liberator up here. You guys see that? It just feels like there's blue in this area on the minimap, and it freaks me out. Trying to watch that minimap as I cast as best as I can. But man, it's just, I like watching StarCraft. You guys have gotten mad at me for not watching the minimap. I get it. I get it. I'm that way too when I watch other people observe professional StarCraft. I'm like, you're missing a drop. You're missing a drop. And yes, it's an annoyance. I try to do my best though. I'll try to improve. Try to make a committal here to you. I love the Ling following medevac animation. They're just kind of like headbutting each other, and there's like a mosh pit in the middle. Yeah, this is not. There's nowhere to unload here. Can you unload in the main base? Maybe. There's 2 queens and a spore. Ow, ow, ow. Not happening. I like Snoot's position here. I think he might be able to take a game off of the young buck. Clem, perhaps learn not to take him lightly. Based on the results of game number 1, that seems reasonable. Clem trying to take a 4th base. 3rd base is technically a lie because, again, Baneling attacks do not kill bases unless they're planetaries. I guess they don't kill orbitals that well because of the lifting ability, you know? Widowmine does fire there. Catching 7 workers. What? Not workers. Lings. What was that? He just... Hey, remember when I was like, Lings and Banelings don't kill orbitals? Do you recall me saying that? I mean, almost a lift and repair happened there, but not quite. That sucks. That really sucks. There is not a base to replace that one. And he's going to have to bring the 4th base over. So Clem on 3 bases here at 13 minutes. 160 to 125 total supply. A lot of Lings. 42 Zerglings in production. Remember when I said that Snoot loves his Zerglings? Oh, this is so sneaky. This is so sneaky. It's a nice choke right here, though. That tank on the high ground is gone. Are we GGing right now, ladies and gentlemen? No, the choke is out. There's Lings jumping on top of your stuff. Clem on the other side is going to take down a hatch if he focus fires it. Or maybe if he doesn't even focus fire it, he's still going to take it down. So Snoot's going to lose his 5th, but his whole army taking serious Baneling into the face. There's Lings breaching the front of his natural, taking down the armory. 19 more SCVs have died. It's 29 total SCVs for Clem right now. And again, just walking into Spore Queen territory. Not good for your metavacs, man. A nice unload here, though. Clem just trying to find whatever edge he can. But it's 49 SCVs to 25 drones killed here today. And Clem's on 3 bases, limping along on 3 bases right now. No sign of even being able to take a 4th at this stage. Sure, Snoot lost a base there. That was a really, really nice thing that Clem pulled off, and it really helped him stay in this game. I'm not calling it at this stage, but it really is starting to feel like a bit of a spot of trouble for our guy. Guess who's coming back into the 3rd base, though? Yeah, it's a bunch of Lings and Banelings. Okay, this might just be it right here. It is 65 to 39 army supply. SCV's getting Baneling busted. Lings cleaning up the ones that aren't dead, and that's it. GG. Snoot does take game number 2 here in our sneaky 2 for nicely done. This is actually, these are just kind of random matches. They're not part of a best of series I was able to find at all, so I know somebody in the comments is going to be like, where's the 3rd game? There's not one. This is honestly just kind of like one-offs. I don't know. Like, I'm not honestly super familiar with the formats of the tournaments these were held in, so I apologize if you're like, I need someone to win. But I mean, long term, I guess we could say Clem won because he's performed better than Snoot has, right? In premier tournaments and whatnot, Clem has had higher finishes. So in the long run, the Clem is the better player. Snoot, again, the Elder Statesman, the fantastic, just long-term fan favorite Snoot with Lings and Banes, man. That's all he did today. This is, okay, I didn't realize that. It's all Zergling Baneling Queen. Literally Zergling Baneling Queen in 15 minutes took down Clem. That's nuts. That's nuts he pulled that off. Snoot, Zergling King, man. He just is. Wow. Did he even have a Spire? He had an Infestation Pit. But he never made an Infestor. And he never, I guess he got upgrades, right? He never went to 3-3 either. He was working on 3-3 and Adrenal. That's what the Infestation Pit was for. But yeah, and this is your resources lost. 20,000 for Snoot, 18,900 for Clem. So that's exactly what you want to see as a Zerg player. Yes, did you lose more than your opponent? Yeah, but not by much. Great. That's exactly what you want to see. You're going to have more bases if you're doing things right, and he did. And just Ling Bane Queen win is crazy. That's nuts he pulled that off. Nicely done, Snoot. Love you, guy. All right, so that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a game from 2019. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.